Hey, what is up guys, MKBHD here, and today Apple finally unveiled their new iPhone, the iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus. And as you probably noticed, a lot of the leaks are true. The model I showed was super accurate, the articles you saw were right, so it's a very familiar looking iPhone, but there were a few surprises, so this is everything you need to know that's new and different this year. These are the 10 new features of the iPhone 7. Number 1 is the new design. And you couldn't see me as I said that, but I put new in air quotes because, like I said, this is a very familiar iPhone to the 6 and 6S. Same shape, same dimensions, same weight, same feel on the hand. Looks like an iPhone, but with some subtle improvements, like the antenna bands on the back don't go across anymore, so there's a cleaner look to the top and bottom. And there's a new set of colors. You have your normal silver, your classic gold, and of course your pink/rose gold. And then no more space gray, but a jet black and black. So the black is this purely all matte black look, and I gotta say, this feels really good and looks good in person. And then the jet black is a piano super glossy finish that I don't think I can seriously recommend to anyone. It looks good while you keep it clean, which is what they were doing here, but not only is it probably going to be the slipperiest iPhone of all time, but it's also going to be super prone to fingerprints like Samsung phones and scratches. This one I picked up in the demo area somehow already had micro scratches on it, so Apple knows of the issue and just recommends that you use a case, which I think is lame, so I'm going to be grabbing that matte black. Something about the stealth look just speaks to me. Number 2, the home button. The new home button on the iPhone 7 is actually really similar to Force Touch trackpads in the new MacBooks. It doesn't actually click anymore. It's a solid-state glass button with pressure sensitivity that doesn't move. So there's a Taptic engine that's now behind the button, so when you firmly press it as if you were going home, it clicks. And it kind of feels like the whole bottom of the phone is clicking, so it's not identical to the feel of just the button press from before, so it may take some getting used to, but that is definitely new. Number 3, the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus are now officially water and dust resistant. Now, I might argue that the iPhone 6S and even the 6 might have been just as water resistant as this one, but now it's officially official, so it's rated to be able to survive being under 50 meters of water, which is a lot, so you can totally use it in the rain or shower with it or whatever. Number 4 is the new camera or cameras on the back. The iPhone 7 has a new 12 megapixel camera with f1.8 aperture, optical image stabilization on both phones, the 7 and the 7 Plus, and a couple other things like the new image processing chip, quad LED flash, and raw image capture, which is awesome, and a beautiful new big camera bump on the back of the phone. There's also a new 7 megapixel front-facing camera that actually looks a lot better than previous iPhones, so if you're into selfies, this is a real upgrade in that department. So that's neat and everything, but the real camera upgrade is in the bigger phone, the iPhone 7 Plus, which has 2 of these new 12 megapixel cameras, but with different lenses in front of each. So on the right is the normal 28mm lens, same as a smaller phone, and on the left is a 56mm lens, so twice that focal distance for basically 2 times optical zoom. So this 2x camera is better for portraits and for subjects that are further away, since that's what telephotos are good for. And in the camera software, there's also now a button to just switch actively between the lenses, so 1x zoom for the normal lens and 2x for the telephoto lens. And then there's even a slider sort of wheel that lets you smoothly use digital zoom to transition between them. We're even expecting an update to the software for the 7 Plus that will add a camera mode called Portrait that will add like a subtle blur to the background of your human subjects. So lots of interesting stuff in the camera that I'm hoping works as well as it seems. No doubt I'll be hitting that hard in the full review of this phone. Number 5, the display. So the iPhone 7 display is actually mostly still the same as before, same size, same old resolution, same IPS technology, but it's apparently up to 25% brighter and has a wider color gamut, so colors will pop a little more, but probably not quite like an OLED. Number 6 is the stereo speakers, and I'm going to put that in air quotes again too, so it's a little bit of an unorthodox setup. As you can see, the bottom of the phone is one of the speaker grills, it's downward facing, and at the top of the phone, actually in the earpiece, is the other side of the stereo pair, and that's front facing. So yeah, it's a bit weird, but technically that makes these stereo speakers. No idea how good they sound yet. Gotta test that when I get it. Number 7, Lightning earpods. Every iPhone 7 and 7 Plus will ship with these Lightning earbuds, because there's no headphone jack in the new iPhone. Yeah, I know, we saw it coming, but it's still kind of weird to actually see it happen. But yeah, Apple will join Motorola in shipping every phone with an adapter. This one's a little lightning to audio jack adapter that will also retail for $9, which is good to know because you're probably going to lose it. And speaking of things you're going to lose, number 8 is Apple's introduction of optional wireless earpods. They'll call them AirPods. I get it. These will be $160, and they're pretty much exactly what they look like. It's earpods without the cables. You kind of look like a cyborg while wearing them, but if earpods fit in your ears, then these will too, hopefully well enough to not fall out while you walk or run. Obviously, at that price tag, they're a tough sell, but people here seem to really like them. They demoed how to pair them super easily. Basically, they come in this little charging battery case, and it charges them, and all you have to do to connect is flip open the top of the case, and when you put them in your ears, it uses proximity sensors to automatically know they're being listened to, so it switches your audio on the fly. There's also a touch-sensitive back, so you can double tap to activate Siri and talk to her with the built-in microphones. So yeah, it's more than just an earpod without the wires. But yeah, $160. Your call on that one. Number 9 was a minor one, a small update to Apple Pay to work in Japan. And last but not least, number 10 is the new specs. The iPhone 7 has a new A10 Fusion chip inside, which is a few benefits. Better performance with the CPU, and better GPU performance as well for better gaming. And it's a quad-core chip with 2 of those cores being lower power. So in theory, it's a more efficient chip that should give you an extra hour or 2 of battery life over the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus, in theory, allegedly. Either way, that's pretty much it for what's new. And my first impressions are that while it's pretty familiar, yeah, it's a nice piece of hardware. They killed the 16 gigabyte version finally, so now it starts at 32 gigabytes, and it's the same price, and it goes up to the 256 gig version. My favorite upgrade, I'm going to say, is probably the camera, especially in the 7 Plus, which was the phone I was going to get anyway. And my biggest letdown, I would say, is the screen. When are they going to put an OLED display in the iPhone? Seriously, they got to do it eventually, right? I don't know. Either way, that's been it. Thank you for watching this early look at the new phones. Definitely share this video with anyone who would want to know what's good with Apple's new phones. And you should totally subscribe if you haven't already to be among the first to see the full review when that comes out, along with much more tech in between. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.